There is a wave of protests across Kenya aimed at forcing President William Ruto to step down from power. Frustrated by the economy and governance issues, people have taken to the streets carrying placards inscribed with "Ruto must go," while others burned tires, waved the Kenyan flag, and sang songs against the government. The initial peaceful protests have now turned violent, leading to deaths and extensive injuries. It was just a month ago that proposed tax hikes led to demonstrations countrywide. Even though plans for these tax increases were abandoned by Ruto, anger remained, which has now boiled over into these ongoing protests. However, on Tuesday, when it claimed one life, there was a notable increase in intensity of the demonstrations. Nairobi, located at the center of Kenya's struggles, has been hardest hit by this unrest so far. Among clouds of tear gas, young men who combine youthful vigor with seasoned activism are pitted against security forces. In Central Business District, there are already scars left behind as local businesses are guarded by grim-faced youths today, also Kitengela town like Mombasa. According to the Nation newspaper, protests erupted in at least 23 of Kenya's 47 states. This broad geographic spread illustrates the widespread dissatisfaction with the current administration. Protesters are demanding the resignation of current Kenyan President William Ruto. President Ruto is facing mounting pressure as his promises to address economic woes ring hollow. Kenyans are facing a rise in inflation and a stagnant job market. With over 30% of Kenya's revenues spent on interest payments for its debt, Ruto is caught between demands from lenders to cut deficits and a population struggling with rising living costs. The International Monetary Fund has been a major target of young Kenyan protesters who accuse it of driving the proposed tax hikes. The IMF maintains that its lending programs aim to help Kenya overcome economic challenges and improve the well-being of its people. However, this has not quelled the anger of protesters who feel the policies are not in their best interest. Talking about the president, a protester said, and I quote, "The guy is a puppet to the IMF. Whatever he's doing for the IMF." The protests, initially peaceful, have often turned violent. Some demonstrators briefly stormed the parliament on the 25th of June, prompting police to open fire. In addition to the fatalities and injuries, there have been reports of detentions and abductions. Ruto has promised to investigate accusations of abuse but has broadly defended police conduct, accusing criminals of hijacking peaceful protests. On Monday, he accused the Ford Foundation of sponsoring the violence, an allegation the foundation has denied. As mediators, including religious leaders, call for dialogue, the air in Kenya is thick with uncertainty.
This is our land. We are dying here. We get justice or we die here. And the irreversible minimum is either the president abide by what the people are telling him. We gave him that power. It is time for him to abide by what we are telling him, or we demand IMF to come and carry their own puppet